So here's some magical numbers I've found out. Okay, the PLA extruder temperature, I like to run that thing right around 205. Typically, you've got a range of around 180 to 215. 215 is actually pretty high for PLA, but I've seen it happen before. My bed temp's around 65 degrees, and again, these numbers are Celsius. So the bed temp I run at is typically 65. When I do run ABS, which is pretty rare, I'll run 235 on the extruder temperature. Sometimes I'll have to run a little bit hotter. I don't run much lower than that though. And the bed temperature I've found works best anywhere between 90 and 100. For me, on my printers, I'm right at 100. And then there's the tolerance of the printer, meaning if I print a 1-inch hole, if I want it to be 1 inch, when I go to design that piece, I probably need to make it 1.03, because after the contracting and everything of the plastic melting, those are probably what I'm going to end up with. And most printers are in that range. A really good printer, probably looking at 0.03 to less. Sometimes I can get away with less. Just depends on the print. Depends on the filament too. There are other variables. So here's some tools I have handy. A chisel. A lot of times I'll need a chisel just to get the part off the bed. However, if you do have the correct Z-gap and adequate cooling, that part usually will pop right off. Files and needle nose pliers. Just things to help you get off some supports. And just some of the post-processing to smooth things out. Alcohol wipes and microfiber cloths are very helpful too. If you get the right surface, like a PEI sheet, these alcohol wipes, you just wipe down the sheet and you're good to go again. No more glue stick. And here's some material types. There are a lot. Okay, so the most common I think is PLA. Nothing wrong with it, and it's very strong. It's strong stuff. For what we do in our typical engineering classrooms, it's fine. Now, if you're going to go and you're going to make gears for robotics, and I'm talking heavy robotics, something like FIRST robotics, you might want some nylon. And in fact, really shouldn't be using plastic gears. You're probably going to use something more like a metal gear. So there are some other materials, glow in the dark, the kids love, but you can get that out of PLA or ABS or PET now. The TPU is very common. That's the flexible kind of filament. PET is catching on, and it is supposed to be a little stronger than PLA, but there also is the claim that it could be food safe. I just don't see it happening. I don't see any of these plastics being food safe, for the main reason that really to be food safe, it needs to go in a dishwasher, and get subjected to some really hot temperatures. I would think that it's going to make those plastics pretty pliable. So ABS is difficult to work with, and I honestly think it's one of the reasons that 3D printing took so long to take off. ABS was just, and it still is kind of, very finicky stuff. And then you got polycarbonate and nylon, and they're in the same categories as ABS. A little easier to work with. And then you've got PVA, which is supposed to be water soluble. And this was nice because you could print something, and then if you had a dual extruder, you could use the supports could be in PVA, and they should just wash off in warm water. The problem is with most PVAs, the temperature difference is kind of significant in the melting points of those. So PVA, if you're lucky, you can get it to bond to the other part. And then there's resin. Resin's kind of a fumy, stinky mess. I don't use it in school just because of the ventilation. There's too many fumes to deal with. Here's an example, and it's probably hard to see on your screen without high definition. We can see PLA over here on the left, and this is the same frog. PLA on the left, and then over on the right we have a resin printer. So you can see the resin is very, very smooth. And you're not going to see any layer infraction like you see here on the PLA frog in the highs. So it's very clear, very precise, and tolerant. So the tolerance level when we say 0.03 for a fused filament printer, like we're used to, it's going to be 0 on a resin.